So here we are in the 2E trophy. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at number 16, 17, and 18, Sweet Hour of Prayer. Let's go ahead and open up number 16 first. So we have a pickup note, C, E, F, G, G. Now, Sweet Hour of Prayer is mostly working on finger changes, and a couple technique of finger changes. You have the double note change, where you have a double note and you would change on the second note. That happens a lot. Usually whenever you need to keep going up, like a scale like this, you'll have a double note and then it'll switch, and you'll switch your fingering on that second note. So let's go ahead and play through this first couple of measures. So you have C, E, F, G. Switch to your second finger. G, A, B, C. Again, C, E, F, G. Switch. Let's move on. We have right here our third finger on A, G, E, E, D, C, D, E, D. So we have A, G, stretch that E, so skip the F, stretch the E, E, E. So you have that change again. So you have 1, 3, D, C, D, E, D. Right here you have the E and then another E, 1, 3. So again, let's go ahead and do this whole top line. We have C, E, F, G, G, A, B, C, third finger, stretch to the E, switch, switch, D. Now, the second line actually repeats all the way, does the same thing all the way up to here. Here's when it changes. These last three measures is when it does something different, which is actually a little simpler. So let's go ahead and play through this whole thing again, the bottom line. C, E, F, G, switch. G, A, B, C, third finger, stretch to the E, switch, switch. C, E, D, C. So that's the whole thing you have. E, hold, C, E, D, C. That's the different section. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this whole thing. Okay, so that is the first section of Sweet Hour of Prayer. Let's move on to number 17, the second section of Sweet Hour of Prayer. So we have another pickup note. We've got our second finger on G. So we've got G, C, B, C. Then our third finger. Then we have the stretch again. So that whole section right there. G, C, B, C, A, G, E, G. Now we're going to do that whole thing again. Da, 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 da. Da. This time we're going to play the E and we're going to tuck over and play the D with our second finger. So we have da, 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 da. Let's try the whole thing.
1, 2, 3, set, go.
G, C, B, Okay, that is the second section of Sweet Hour of Prayer. Let's move on to number 18 and work on that one. So 18 puts that first section that we learned and the second section together. It also, well, the order of it goes the first section, then we have the second section, then it does the first section again. So it goes 1, 2, 1, or A, B, A, the order of this thing. Okay, so let's just play through this and see what we have. Switch to the second finger. Stretch to the E. 1, 3. Repeat. Switch to the second finger. Stretch to the E. 1, hold. C, E, position again. Switch to E, switch, third. Repeat. E, switch to third hold. Okay, so this one is quite long. In fact, it separates this whole song in a couple exercises. You've got 16 and 17, which separates those ones. So make sure you work on the fingering and do the fingering correctly, because that's really important. Because if you build this correct habit of doing the fingering, you'll find learning harder songs and more complicated songs to be a lot easier and a lot simpler, because the fingering, doing it this way, when you're first learning it seems hard, but after you get it, it really is the easiest way of doing this song, or doing any fingering in any song. Okay, so go ahead and work on this, and good luck.